Okay, let's do it. When a teen killer is excited to reenact his crime.
To do anymore, so I just snapped. I didn't know what to do anymore, so I just snapped. See my grandpa's head, boom, pull the bolt back. I'm thinking, how fast am I gonna run? I was like, if anyone in that house deserved it, I did. He just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of his head. He's assaulted me before. He's done so many different things wrong to me. My grandma looks over and she's like, "What's going on?"
Let's hit a trigger warning. Let's issue a trigger warning in the audio. True crime. Okay, there it is. Apparently, this is one of the most wild. Is there TOS in this?
This is an emergency.
Here, you know what, Hellbender? You've been asking me to fucking do this. You've been asking me to fucking post this the entire day. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Okay, there you go. You got your wish. I'm tweeting it out. Trigger warning halfway through the story. Are you Turkish? Yes. There you go. I posted it. True crime is back. I posted it. Let your fellows know. I know this has been something that people are excited about. What do you do of NS? What is NZ? Bro, look at this guy. What's your opinion on NZ politics? What's your opinion on NZ? What's your fucking opinion on NZ? What's your opinion on NZ? What's your opinion on NZ, mate? What you think of NZ? Ever been to NZ? Ever been to NZ? What you think of Kiwis? You ever been to NZ? You like NZ? What you think of NZ? What do you of NZ? Heard you talking shit about the fucking Kiwis, mate. Fuck you, miss. You like it. You like New Zealand. NZ. What you think about us, mate? Hoi! That's what he said. He said, hi. NZ? NZ? What you think about us in NZ? What do you of NZ? Hi. I work for Kiwis, and they get absolutely plastered at company gatherings. So what's up, bro? You got nothing else? This is it? This fucking guy, I swear to God, that's crazy. All right, let's get started. When a teen killer is excited to reenact these crimes.
We noticed a window off the side, and one person went in and looked and discovered a body.
Okay, do you know who it is?
Yeah, but Janet and Rick Sweet.
On May 13th, 2012, the family of Rick and Janet Sweet made a horrific discovery at the couple's home in Manchester, Iowa. They had no idea the dark secrets that were soon to be uncovered.
Is there
But
blood?
in this twisted case, it was the police who were left shocked at the admissions of a too-honest killer, a killer who you will hear from in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview. The relatives of Rick and Janet Sweet had planned to celebrate Mother's Day, as was their yearly tradition. But as the family approached the house that day, they instantaneously felt that something was very wrong. This feeling was confirmed when they knocked on the door and no one answered. Immediately, they noticed that one of the windows had been shattered, but in no way could they predict the gruesome findings that lay inside. Peering through the broken glass, they glimpsed a horrifying sight. Rick and Janet were inside, both in pools of blood on their couch, murdered in their own home. Shocked and in a panic, a call to 911 was quickly made.
There is apparently a body inside, and I noticed a gunshot through the window, and so rather than go in and explore, we're calling you.
But a burning question lingered in the air. Who could have committed such an evil act? The horror of the discovery was made all the worse as the investigation began. Rick and Janet's family members.
The voice is so crispy that it makes me feel like he's like excited at the prospect of murder.
Members quickly informed the police that there was one person still unaccounted for. The couple's 17-year-old grandson, Isaiah Sweet, who lived in the home with them. Fearing that he may have met a similarly grisly end, authorities began looking for the missing teen, but they never could have imagined what they would uncover when they finally caught up with Isaiah. On May 14th, the day after the bodies were found, Isaiah was finally located in Cedar.
This guy 100% does the cock and ball torture. Isn't that, what was it? Wait, what the fuck? Oh my God, it just unlocked a memory in my head. Oh my God. What was it? Winamp. Winamp. It really whips the llama's ass. Oh my God, you have to be 30 years old to know what I just referenced there. Cum Zone. Welcome to the Cum Zone. Winamp still exists and runs? Wait, really? You are old. If you know what I just said, you are old as fuck. Winamp. It really whips the llama's. Is that what it is? That's the line, right? It really whips the llama's ass or something? Is that what it says? Trapaholics, real trap shit.
Rapids after previously
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Is what I would say if I found the bodies.
Driving 75 miles to Iowa City. Apparently, the teenager was spotted walking towards a park and was quickly pursued by nearby officers. Isaiah seemingly tried to outrun them, but quickly surrendered once he heard the sound of police dogs on his trail. Now knowing that no harm had come to Isaiah, at least not the kind that his grandparents had suffered, the police were eager to hear if he had any insight into the horrific crime. He was promptly brought in for an interview. You'll notice that Isaiah is in handcuffs, and you'll soon understand why.
Put those things off you. Probably feel a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be good with me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The detective offers to remove Isaiah's handcuffs as a gesture of goodwill and to try and build positive rapport with him. This also serves the purpose of removing the constant reminder that Isaiah is in police custody, which may help him feel more comfortable.
Why don't we shut this thing for privacy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Grab some of that food, okay, Isaiah? Isaiah, since we haven't officially met, hey, my
Nice to
name's
meet you.
Scott Rieger. Okay, I'm an agent with the Iowa DCI. I'm a police officer. I never don't look like it, but I figured this was a little bit more comfortable.
He's like, yeah, I'm a lot more fit physically. I don't have that thumb-like presence that you're probably used to, so go ahead and tell you that I am a cop. Although I do not look like a thumb, I am still very much a cop, a police officer.
For me.
So after this, is there any way I can go to the hospital for this? I cut it open on a rusty fence, and
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
I'm worried about tetanus.
Yep, nope, absolutely.
Isaiah isn't being interviewed in a typical interrogation room, but instead is in what appears to be the detective's office. This isn't ideal, as there are numerous distractions that will be a constant reminder of where he is.
I'm going to show you this here. This is called a statement of rights and an acknowledgement of a waiver, okay?
Right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in a court of law. Right to an attorney if I cannot afford one will be appointed to me.
You've got those things down already,
Yes, sir.
don't you? Okay, let me read these to you. Is that all right?
All right.
Why is he so excited?
All right.
Isaiah may be trying to show off or appear smart by reciting his Miranda rights. However, all he's done is prove that he's quite familiar with the criminal justice process, possibly due to past encounters with police. Regardless, it's the detective who must read Isaiah his Miranda rights, and he agrees to continue talking without a lawyer being present.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Now down. When was the last time you had something to eat?
4 days ago.
You haven't eaten anything in 4 days? All right. And we got more food, so if you wallow that stuff down, you want to keep going, we've got more food, we can keep it coming.
Damn, you guys make me feel like I
Okay.
didn't do anything wrong.
Why do you say that?
Well, let's put it like this. I'm not going to be lying to you guys about anything you ask me.
And I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay?
Isaiah appears to be taken off guard by the warm treatment from the detective, especially when it comes to being offered additional food. This puts the detective in a very good position, and Isaiah may be more inclined to give him the information he wants to continue to receive this kind of treatment.
They're not going to take this from me, are they?
What is it?
This is a real Rolex.
Okay, where'd you get that from?
I found it in a hobo's tent.
Down there?
Yeah, in CR.
Okay, we'll just keep it up there and we'll probably deal with that later.
Cops. There was like 4 or 5 cops. In
Cambridge?
Yep.
Okay.
Looking for me.
Okay.
And one of them came up to me, started talking to me, asked if I knew where I was. And I was like, no.
So he didn't recognize you
Yeah,
at
I was
all?
like, no, I don't even know where he's at. Like, I had my hair back to here,
Now, what would have been one of the reasons you were pulling your hair back?
trying to not be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
At first, he was asking if I saw the other cops, and I was like, nope. And then he was like, do you know who Isaiah Sweet is? And I was like, no idea.
Not a clue who that is. What are you thinking the whole time he's asking that?
I'm thinking, how fast am I going to run? As soon as he walks away from me.
What I want you to do right now is just kind of relax. Go ahead and eat that food. Kind of mount down. Like I said, I want to kind of start and kind of walk back through some things first.
All right.
Okay?
More than anything, I want to know what brought me to what I did, what's wrong with me.
Sure. Then,
Like, I'm about to start bawling.
Okay. Hey, Isaiah. If you cry, that's totally fine, man. I respect that. Okay?
I want to go back so bad.
How come?
Because I loved them so much. And they didn't deserve that.
How come they didn't deserve it?
If anyone in that house deserved it, I did. More than anyone.
Take your time, brother.
They raised me since I was 4, and I would fade them with.
Janet and Rick had taken custody of Isaiah when he was just 4 years old, due to their daughter's inability to care for him. Stacy Sweet, Isaiah's mother, had allegedly suffered from substance abuse and could no longer support her young son. But her parents were more than willing to take him into their home. Immediately, Isaiah will answer one of the questions looming over the investigation. But even with this reveal, there are even more disturbing questions left to be uncovered.
When you say what happened that night at the house, what happened?
Shot both of them.
Okay. What'd you shoot him with, Isaiah?
An assault rifle.
An assault rifle? You remember what it looks like?
It's black.
Okay. What,
Black, bolt action, 10 or more round clip. It's Czechoslovakian.
Okay.
AR-15.
Okay. Okay. It takes a lot to admit that, Isaiah. Okay. That's not an easy thing to do.
Not a church. That's not AR.
Okay, and Isaiah,
I'm not
this
gonna
is...
play dumb with you.
Okay, and I appreciate that.
Although Isaiah has just admitted to killing his grandparents, the detective so desperately wants to get to the bottom of how this
That's not an AR-15.
horrific crime came to be. In doing
It's bolt action, as he correctly pointed out.
so, he ensures that there is nothing preventing Isaiah from answering any question that may be thrown his way.
How you feeling right? I mean, you're with me right now,
I feel
right?
like I don't really know, like, much.
AR and AR-15 stands for assault rifle. Or, sorry, automatic rifle. Sorry, I fucked it up at first.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Isaiah. You understand who I am.
Yes, sir.
You understand I'm a police officer.
Yes, sir.
You understand that the guys who brought you up here, why they had to find you, okay, and they brought you up there. There's nothing bad.
How can I be doing this for this many years and I still have this many idiots in the chat? No, you're wrong. It's not Armalite. It's automatic rifle 15 because it's automatic.
Medically right now that's preventing you to talk to me,
No, sir.
right? But you understand the questions I'm asking you right now, okay?
It stands for Armalite rifle after the company that made them. You're wrong. It stands for automatic rifle because it's fully automatic. They're still doing it. They're still doing it. And the 15 is how fast it shoots bullets. The 15 stands for the 15 bullets that it shoots from its clip in 1 second. How'd you learn so much? Holy shit. Yeah. I know a lot about guns. Not a big deal. It's kind of my thing. Big fan. Yeah. You're wrong and you're wrong and somehow it's transphobic too. Yeah, they should actually call it AR-15 for the 14 times that it fucking jams before you can finally shoot it. Low key. Oh, Murat's here. I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry. Okay, now you're just wrong about the jamming thing? No, I'm not. What the fuck are you talking about? It literally is not. It does jam regularly. Are you kidding me? I'm also, yeah, I'm no longer joking. The jamming part was actually serious. The automatic rifle, whatever, shut the fuck up. But the jamming part is very serious. 1960s called it, wants your gun tropes back. Brother, you literally saw me at the fucking shooting range with the automatic rifle 15 jammed up. That is an insane fucking take. It does. It does. It is worse. It is worse than the AK-47. It just is. Okay, let's get back to this conversation, though. That gun was not an AR-15.
Right, there's no question that you're not smart enough to handle these
I'm
questions.
extremely intelligent.
Okay. And you know what? I get that. I think you are.
I just make stupid choices.
Yeah. And sometimes we do, Isaiah. Look at me.
I'm never going to be able to go back on it.
And that's, you know what, Isaiah, part of this is that what you're doing today by telling me the whole truth as far as what happened, not only what's leading up to it, but what happened during it. I know it's going to be tough to walk through, but we need to do that, okay? And then we need to talk about what happened afterwards, okay? All the details we need with this is your chance to start healing yourself on the inside. Walk me through Friday. What's going on Friday? Walk me through the time you wake up on Friday morning.
Stop. Dude, imagine sending me... Dude, imagine sending me a Snopes article, dude. Come on. Jesus Christ, leftists, like, please stop. I can't tell if you're, like, playing into the meme now by, like, reverse memeing me, or if you're just, like, unironically incapable of, like, playing along with a joke. Like, you just don't understand it. It has to be a joke, right? That's crazy. That like I can't like make the most common like left-leaning joke about AR and what it stands for.
When someone's gaze drifts to the left after they're asked the question, this generally indicates that there is some inner dialogue going on in their head. This doesn't necessarily mean they're being deceptive. However, detectives will take note of this behavior.
I sat at home on house arrest all day.
Okay. Were Grandpa and Grandma home?
And then I went down to the basement. There's a door that goes into the garage from the basement. I went up to the garage and then in their room, took the assault rifle out of their room. And then I loaded it with 10 bullets, walked up the stairs, took like a point like this, had earmuffs on and everything. I took a point like this, stepped up one stair so I could see my grandpa's head. Boom, pulled the trigger back, pulled the bolt back, shot my grandpa twice in the head.
Where was your grandpa sitting?
They were both sitting on the couch.
Okay. And where were you at?
I was on the stairs coming up
Like coming up from that landing? Okay, because I've heard, I haven't been inside your house, but you know, some of the guys were up there the other day and they're kind of going through it.
hollow point assault rifle rounds. And then I went up to him and I just broke down, started crying. I told him how much I loved him.
Apparently, the teenager was heading down a tumultuous path filled with partying, substance abuse, and rebellious behavior. During his high school years, Isaiah had supposedly begun to fraternize with a crowd of older kids, where he used substances such as marijuana and methamphetamine.
Marijuana.
Along with this, he allegedly possessed severe learning disabilities, making his education all the tougher to accomplish.
Yeah. There you go. You get in with the wrong crowd. And I mean, dude, okay, first of all, yeah, I was going to say Isaiah Sweet was later formally diagnosed with conduct disorder. Seems a little bit more.
Fortunately, this only led to further issues, as Isaiah dropped out of high school at the age of 16. It seemed that after this, the unruly teen's dangerous actions were beginning.
I do love that, you know, old school, but the idea, the notion of adding marijuana and methamphetamine together is sick. It's fucking fire. It actually. How many?
To manifest at home. During the course of the last year leading up to the horrendous crime, Janet and Rick had called the police 18 separate times on account of Isaiah's unpredictable nature. On one occasion, that in hindsight would foreshadow the events that followed, Isaiah threatened to kill his grandfather and hurt his grandmother, along with burning the house down. On September 8, 2011, police once again made their way to the infamous house to try and stop the emerging incident. They instructed Isaiah to...
Bro, how the fuck do they literally do this routinely and then nothing comes of it? How? Like, at the top of the hour, you know there's a 3-minute ad break. Fuck! 3-minute ad break. And, like, after the 7th try, you know that you can avoid that 3-minute ad break by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. You have to see it coming at that point. I messed up the delivery, and now you guys are being so ruthless. It's supposed to be about the debate. It's not supposed to be about how adequate the delivery is. God damn it, dude. Your guys are ruthless, okay? You're ruthless critics. You're ruthless critics. You're ruthless critics. I don't like it. Anyway, what you won't like is specifically not being able to avoid the ads. However, you can avoid them as long as you subscribe for $5 or for free or by getting gifted a sub. D-Pipes! Thank you for the 3 gifted subs, allowing 3 people to no longer see the ads. Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
To calm down, but instead of obeying the command, the angry teenager
Maddie's Sadie,
retaliated by
5.
going at his grandparents once more before being handcuffed and placed on a couch. It's reported that once calm, Isaiah was informed that he would be charged if the officers had to return to the house. Numerous other encounters consisted of the same nature: violence, substance use, and threats. At one point, Isaiah was supposedly threatening Rick and Janet so much that they wanted him to be placed in foster care. But they were promptly notified that this wasn't an option, as Isaiah's mother would have to be the one to take him in, which the grandparents did not want. On April 11, 2012, the most recent call to the police was made due to the fact that the teenager was using a lighter and aerosol to make a blowtorch inside the house. When police arrived, Janet insisted that rather than arresting Isaiah, she simply wanted him under control. The officers helped to calm the situation before they left without incident. Another call to law enforcement occurred when the grandparents suspected that Isaiah had been using illegal substances, which was confirmed once a search discovered a marijuana pipe within the residence. Despite the history of police calls, Isaiah tells a very different story of this turbulent period in his life, and you'll hear it all for yourself.
I've tried to kill myself every single night since it happened.
Take your time, man.
Again, it's like wild to consider marijuana and a lighter in a conversation where we're talking about a dude who fucking killed like both of his grandparents with a bolt action rifle and not an automatic rifle 15 like he claimed it was.
It's possible that Isaiah is seeking attention or sympathy from the detective.
I just want to know what's wrong with me.
Well, would you agree that there's nothing wrong with you, Isaiah? Would you agree with me on that? From this standpoint, Isaiah, look at me, okay? Okay? I don't think that there's anything wrong with you.
I'm just going to prison for the rest of my life.
Well, Isaiah, let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on getting past this thing right now as far as what happened, okay? If you can focus on those details.
Maybe it was an automatic bolt action. Well, people that know more than I know about guns said that it was an SKS. So technically it would be semi-automatic. Why are we talking about the gun again? I don't fucking know. All right.
Details with me. Okay, we'll worry about all that other stuff later. Okay, you're a normal, smart kid, right? Okay, you're nodding your head at me, yes, all right? And I've spent the last 2 days with a bunch of our other agents. We've been talking to people that know you. I haven't heard one person that said, you know what, that guy's a moron. You're a smart guy. Okay, would you agree with me? Oh,
Bro, the cop is glazing him.
Okay, people that used to know you from school. Okay, and Isaiah, the story that they're telling us is that you're a pretty smart kid. Would you agree?
Really intelligent.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think that there's anything
I took
wrong.
an ACT preset stick out of 32.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But you would agree with me there's nothing wrong with you, right?
Just whatever came over me other than that, though.
Okay.
The detective may be trying to confirm that there is nothing wrong with Isaiah that could potentially indicate that he was not in his right mind when he committed the murders. At the same time, it's possible that he's flattering Isaiah about his intelligence as a way to build rapport.
Let me ask you about this. I think you mentioned that you went downstairs into the basement. Which did you go for first? Did you go for the rifle or did you go for the ammunition? Walk me through that.
Okay. When I went downstairs, first, I was just going to hit them both in the head with a bat.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be so messy, you know, wouldn't be gunshot from an extremely loud assault rifle.
Sure. What's going through your mind when you're making that choice?
When I came up right behind my grandpa when he was washing dishes with a bat in my hand. I put it right behind his head. Came back like this and I couldn't do it.
That night?
Yeah.
Okay, did he notice you were back there?
And I came up behind him about 15 different times and he didn't notice me once.
What about your grandma?
Nope.
Emotionally, it would be much more difficult to kill someone with an object like a bat or knife. It would most likely take numerous strikes to actually kill the victim, so the perpetrator would see their facial expressions and reactions as they were attacked. This may have been part of the reason why Isaiah chose a murder weapon that would almost guarantee a quick finish. It also creates physical distance between the perpetrator and the victim, making it easier to carry out the act.
Okay, where was Grandma at?
She was out.
Someone in the chat said, sheesh, this is not very good PR for guns. Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. It's almost like everything we say about guns and how easy it makes to like kill people is true. That's what I'm thinking about too, though. Not the teen killer. Not like the police force that was wholly incapable of doing anything about this dude, even though they knew about him. But instead, like, you know, the fact that the fact that people think that was an AR-15, for example, that's what I was thinking of, like that, which it's not.
What was she doing? She was sleeping. Okay.
The gunshot woke her up.
Okay. The gunshot when you shot your grandpa?
She didn't know what to do. She looked over at her husband. His brain was hanging out of his head. Like, I'm not even being exaggerative at all.
Sure, and I wasn't up there.
Like, this whole part of his head right here was gone. And then my grandma's right here, all that was gone.
Okay. Did when you, and we're kind of getting away from that. I know we're going to do that. Okay. Go ahead and take a bite of your sandwich. Maybe that'll kind of help calm you down a little bit too.
You know, whenever I get sad, I'll take a bite out of this ham and cheese sandwich, and it calms me down. He said, "Here, have a bite of your emotional support sandwich."
When you went down to go get, you went and got the ammo first, right? Or you went and got.
I went and got the gun. Okay, this was after I had beat out with the bat.
Okay.
What got the
It fucking worked though, bro. He's like spilling.
assault rifle, brought it down in the basement, got in the ammo box, it's in the basement. There's over 30,000 rounds for that assault rifle in there.
Does he keep his ammo down there? So you knew his ammunition was downstairs. Yep. Okay. Does he keep it under lock and key or?
Nope.
Okay, so you knew that you'd have free access to it. Okay. And so what did you do next?
Got the hollow point rounds because I knew they'd do the most damage.
When asked by the detective why he chose the hollow points, Isaiah states that he didn't want his grandparents to go through any pain, indicating that he didn't intend to injure or maim them, but in fact clearly wanted them to die.
So you knew that the solid ones, they might have lived through those.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't want that.
Yeah. But what shot my grandpa, he just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of his head. My grandma looks over, and she's like, "What's going on?" Boom. Shot right there, grazed her head, and she was still moving, so I shot her right here through her head.
How close were you, Isaiah?
I could have made the shot for 300 yards. I'm an amazing shot, but I was probably...
Oh my God, he's like flexing, bro. He's excited. Could have made the shot from 300 yards. Like, he just literally, what a shit.
10, 15 feet away. If that...
Okay.
Well, honestly, from the barrel of the gun to my grandpa's head, 6, 8 feet.
Next, the detective asks Isaiah why he wasn't able to go through with using the bat as the murder weapon.
Why'd you stop? Why didn't you use the bat?
Bring myself to put them through any sort of pain.
Okay. And I think you mentioned
So nice
it would
of
have been
him,
too messy
dude.
too,
He was
right?
so thoughtful.
No, I didn't want it to be messy.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to do it with a bat.
Okay. Did you think the bat would be a cleaner way to kill
much
him?
cleaner.
Okay. Had you done any research on the internet about this, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of websites did you go to?
Let's put it like this. I was typing in best ways to kill somebody and all this And if I would have waited one more day, I would have killed them the cleanest way possible.
Which is what?
Nicotine poisoning.
And Isaiah, you understand that these are your grandparents. You know that they're human beings, they're people, right?
Yeah.
You're nodding your head at me, yeah. Okay. Is there any particular time why you only shot Grandpa once?
Because I heard blood pouring out of his head like
So you
a
knew
fire hydrant.
You knew he was dead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And why the two shots with Grandma?
She moved right after I shot her.
Okay. Did she look at you? Did she say anything after you
She
shot
like
her?
twitched, and I thought maybe it's probably just the twitch they get after they die, where they just like excreate on themselves.
Sure.
But
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to make sure because she was the only one that I actually cared about.
Okay. You think you were closer to your grandma than your grandpa? How long you been living with them?
Since I was 4.
Okay.
And honestly, I wish I would have myself that night.
How come?
Because they didn't deserve it, and I did.
I don't get it. Like, he just keeps going through in and out. I mean, he's just out of his fucking mind. Like, he's just, one, incredibly stoked at the prospect of being able to describe this, like, gruesome thing in detail that he did, right? But then also he just like keeps going in and out of it where he's like, oh man, I'm such a fucking shit. It sucks.
When
he's just
it's
mentally ill
okay,
in like
and you
a
know,
way that's
you know
unmanageable,
that
it seems.
did you check to see if they had a pulse? Did you check them at all?
My grandma's whole side of her face was blown off, and so it's
Okay.
his. So like his brain was like on the coffee
Okay.
table.
But you didn't go over
Yeah.
and, just to double
I
check.
kissed both of them and then packed my left
Okay, why'd you kiss them?
because I love them.
Kissing
What?
his grandparents after killing them could be an indication that Isaiah may have had some sort of emotional response after all. But at the same time, he may be lying, as he would have likely gotten blood on his face or clothes, and he made no mention of changing before packing his bag and leaving. If he is lying, he may be trying to present himself to the detective as remorseful or caring. Furthering this, Isaiah then states that after he had committed the unthinkable acts, he prayed.
Why? New Zealander, why? Why? You should look at the Aramona Miss Murderer. NZ History, Gov. I don't like you. Why are you so mean? Smoking weed and shooting heroin. Hashtag same thing. Why are you mean? And Hasanabi is a bitch. It took you like literally one recognition to go from hoy to being the worst representation for the fucking Kiwis in the chat. Fuck you, miss. I just turned him into a hater by responding to him. I'm valid. I'm valid. Oop, lol, I'm valid. Yeah, average nice guy. You're a fucking bitch. Hawk out.
For forgiveness.
Did you pray for forgiveness because you knew what you did was wrong?
Right away, I just did. Right away, I wanted to take it back. I don't know why I did it.
What up?
After that, you said you packed up some stuff and then you left. How much time did you spend in the house after they were shot?
Half an hour.
Okay.
Drove straight to Cedar Rapids. Met up with my ex-girlfriend. There, threw the assault rifle out on 13.
Okay. On Highway 13 or?
Didn't see it on the way back, so.
Okay.
I figure if someone sees a really nice gun laying on the side,
They'll probably pick it up. Okay.
I'm surprised the police didn't find him for me.
Okay. Well, and we'll talk about that too. Okay.
This signals that the detective may already have knowledge regarding the murder weapon, and the police might even have it in their possession.
As you're getting stuff ready in the house, did you pick up any stuff? Take anything out?
This is the first time that there is a long pause prior to Isaiah responding. Long pause.
How do you rehabilitate a kid like this? I don't know. There is not really much you can do with people who have antisocial personality disorders. Like, medically speaking, there's not much you can do at the moment. I mean, maybe one day medical science will be better. That doesn't mean you should kill them. But also, there's also another issue with permanent institutionalization of people who are psychopathic. But of course, that doesn't stop everybody from going, he doesn't have psychopathy, he has remorse. Yeah, dude, that's why he keeps going in and out of like laughing and then crying and then laughing more and then eating a sandwich. After killing his grandparents.
Pauses are often associated with deception, especially if it's not typical of the person's speech patterns. When he finally gathers his thoughts, Isaiah states that he took his TV, knives, hydrocodone pills, and $9 from his grandparents after killing them. He goes on to describe what he did following the crime, which shockingly consisted of going to numerous parties with friends.
Are you wearing the same clothes that you were wearing Friday night?
Yes, sir.
So these are the same clothes that
Yes, sir.
you shot grandma?
Like, nobody fucking swaps in and out that easily, dude. I mean, look, I'm not a trained professional. So, wait, you are not a trained professional or even remotely intelligent enough to throw around a psychiatric diagnosis. Dude, first of all, you're not even wrong. Okay? You're not wrong. I am not a trained professional. I'm just a fucking dumb idiot. Okay? But also, the fact that you got, like, this mad, account created yesterday, following since yesterday, implies that, like, you are on your 11th account. Stop talking about mental illness if you're mentally ill, okay? How about that? Go get help. You should not be in here with your 700 sock account. You should be eating your medication.
All my clothes. That's in the impound.
Okay, well, are these the clothes that you were wearing when you shot your grandpa and grandma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any blood on them?
From my finger.
Okay, what happened to your finger? Oh, from that. But I mean from your grandpa
Oh,
and
actually, I was wearing sweatpants and no shirt when I shot him.
grandma? Okay.
Because I didn't want to get blood on these jeans or the shirt.
Because they're nice jeans.
There's no blood on anything. I made sure I didn't get any sort of DNA from either of them on me.
Okay.
This is a direct contradiction to his previous confession of kissing his grandparents after having shot them. If his claim of not wanting to get any blood or DNA on him is true, then he probably wouldn't have physically touched the victims.
Where did the blood go when you shot him?
Everywhere. Like, blood. Everywhere. Chunks of... Like, the house is massive. And there was, like, points where it's like, here's the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go to the kitchen 15 feet away, and there's a chunk of this big laying in there.
Can you go look at it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I picked it up and I looked at it, and I could see it was for my grandma.
Didn't that freak you out a little bit?
Kinda.
Kinda?
I was like, oh, well, I'm a psychotic murderer anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But you're not psychotic. I know you're not psychotic.
People often think that any murderer is psychotic, when in actuality, psychotic refers to a specific set of symptoms which may or may not be present in a killer. Psychotic generally refers to psychosis, which involves someone losing touch with reality. A person with psychosis may have hallucinations.
I mean, we already ruled that out in the instance of this crime, considering that it was pre-planned, considering that there was numerous attempts leading up to this murder, considering the fact that he went downstairs, grabbed the gun, used hollow points, explained all of that shit, and also used a baseball bat numerous times to, like, try and fucking kill him. So he already ruled that out. He can't go to an insane asylum for treatment. I'm just saying that on top of everything else, I mean, this is going to be first-degree murder, pre-planned, all of that. However, on top of the premeditation, I think that he is also unwell. That's such a stupid take. Wait, what? No, it's not. That's not true, dude. What are you talking about? Like, he might be, I'm saying you can be mentally unwell. You can be mentally unwell and still have mental clarity, at least in the eyes of the law, when you are engaging in a pre-planned murder. For example, the difference between, are you saying that his assessment is incorrect? Because if you have antisocial personality disorder or something like that, like sociopathy or psychopathy, that's entirely separate from having an instance where you are having like a psychotic outbreak. If you're in a manic episode, if you're having some sort of like a manic episode, that's different than when you're like mentally clear, but you're still operating. You're operating in a sane way, in spite of the fact that you do not have like a rudder or any kind of empathy. It is about knowing the difference of right and wrong and the consequences of your actions. Yeah.
Or delusions, and is unable to distinguish between real life and the world inside their head. Isaiah hasn't reported any symptoms of psychosis, and he appears to be well aware of what he did. both at the time of the murders and now. The detective likely wants to put on record that Isaiah understands he was not psychotic when he killed his grandparents, so that it can be presented as evidence when the case goes to court.
Yeah.
I feel really good.
There you go. That's literally, that's it. That was his like predetermination, his explanation of how he engaged with the crime immediately rules out any sort of insanity plea, which is exactly what the cop did.
About myself being so compliant, though.
You should. I mean, and here's one of the things too, Isaiah. And I want to make sure that this is abundantly clear. Is that I know that as we talk through these things, don't embellish anything with me. Okay, you got to shoot me straight. Okay, I need to know. Okay, who was over at the house, who you talked to, and it's not you snitching. You know what that is? It's you telling me the truth.
Are they gonna get arrested?
I have no control over whether or not they're going to
All
be
right,
arrested.
here, let's put it like this. There was one more gun, and
Okay.
I took that, but I didn't use it.
What gun was that?
Sawn off 12 gauge.
Okay. What'd you do with that?
Sold it.
Okay.
And then I gave the assault rifle to Brandon Allers, gave the TV to Brandon Allers.
So you didn't throw it?
Well, spoiler alert, it seems like he also went to jail.
You didn't throw away
Nope.
the gun? Okay.
And they transported it out of town right away.
Okay. How come they transported it out of town?
Okay, they didn't want hot guns.
Did you tell them it was hot?
They knew I'd killed my grandparents. They came in the house right after it happened.
Okay, double
why
spoiler
would Brandon
alert.
be going over to your house on Sunday?
He wanted to steal the truck. The white truck.
Okay.
He wanted that white truck.
Did he talk to you about that?
Yep.
Richard Sweet truck. Oh, it's Richard Sweet's truck. God, I'm so fucking dyslexic sometimes. God, I thought it said Richard Sweet truck. Like, actual photo. It's so sweet. I'm sorry. I'm not in the right mental state right now. But like, come on. Other people probably thought that too, because that is a sweet truck. This mullet is doing things for me, dude. That is one sweet truck, baby. That engine purrs.
How did he talk to you about it?
He wanted to know where the title was. He wanted to know where everything was. Other it was my ass.
Okay. And did he tell you that, I mean, had you told him that you'd killed your grandparents? Okay. And what did he say?
He was the one who gave me the nicotine poisoning suggestion.
I thought you said you got that over the internet.
Nope. That was him.
It's possible that rather than protecting other people as he claimed, he left this part out of the story for self-serving reasons. He may have known that there was no explanation for people being in the house after the murders that would fit with his narrative to the detective about how he was immediately remorseful.
If somebody told you what to do, I need to know that. If you found on the internet, I need to know that. But don't mix those two up, okay? You gotta shoot straight with me.
He told me about all this, and I looked it up on the internet.
Okay, when did he tell you about that?
Same day, Friday.
On Friday?
Yep.
What did you tell him?
I told him I just planned on like killing him, taking some, leaving. He was like, "You're gonna give me that assault rifle and that sawn off."
Isaiah tells the detective that immediately after shooting his grandparents, he went to pick up Damien, a friend of his, before supposedly bringing him to the crime scene. That fact that Isaiah brought his friend over to the house after committing the brutal act is disturbing to say the least. Isaiah now tells the detective that he took a sawed-off shotgun, a knife, the rifle, the truck, all of his toiletries, the TV, and some clothes from the house. Afterward, he drove Damien back to the house of their friend, Brandon's girlfriends. Then another detective enters the room with food for Isaiah before the two make small talk.
Well, honestly, I broke my phone in half a couple nights ago because Dalton calls me and he's like, "You killed your grandparents." And I was like, "Nope, never happened." You know.
Bro, they are fucking feeding this kid, bro. Holy shit. They are feeding the fuck out of this kid. How much more is he gonna eat, dude? I guess he's just... Bro, this is like watching a Hasanabi broadcast. You know what I mean? Just fucking eating for 4 hours, dude. What the hell?
You know, just denied it all because one of my friends calling. I thought he was just with me, and then this girl sends me a picture of News Squad and a bunch of cops in front of my house. So I snapped my phone in half.
As they talk, Isaiah mentions something particularly tragic.
My mom doesn't even know what's going on right now. Kind of worried about that, but
Sure.
oh well.
That's understandable. It's your mom.
Yeah.
When was
She
the
doesn't
last time
even know
you
her
talked to
parents
her?
are dead.
Oh, she doesn't know at all?
No, she doesn't know her parents are dead.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Probably 2-3 hours before I snapped my phone, I called her.
Okay.
She was pretty much the only person I didn't tell the real story to.
Okay.
I told her I was on the run. And a few of my friends, I was like, oh, I sold the truck and just left.
Sure.
A couple of them, oh, I killed my grandparents. Oh, well, let me come over to the house and loot.
Isaiah's stories seem to be rather
What? There's no way, bro. What is happening? Like, is every fucking teenager like this? I don't understand. I don't believe this, dude. There's no way. What the fuck? Average teenager in Ohio is like, oh man, that's sick. Like, let me come over and steal your fucking your fine china. Let me go a bunch of fucking loot goblins up in here.
jumbled. But this could be out of anxiety from the interrogation, or the fact that he knows he is caught and there's no way out at this point. When the first detective enters the room again, he begins to question Isaiah's tale regarding his apprehension.
Why you run from the cops? What were you afraid of?
One of my friends in CR told me that they were going to handle me extremely roughly because I did what I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get tased or...
Sure.
I just wanted to get shot
Why'd you want to get shot?
so that I wouldn't have to...
Okay. Why didn't you want to kill yourself?
Because it was too damn hard. It just didn't work, ever.
Just didn't work.
Never works.
Okay.
I just think God wants me here for some damn reason.
Okay. Why do you think then it was okay to shoot your grandparents but not yourself?
What?
I mean, that's a tough question to ask, right?
That's a wild
It
question to
wasn't
ask.
okay.
It wasn't okay, was it?
Detective's like, here's my service weapon. If you wanna try it out, come on, give it a spin.
However, his claim about wanting to get shot is incongruent with his behavior of coming forward with his hands up when he was surrounded by police. Isaiah may be once again looking for sympathy from the detective by saying that he wanted them to kill him. Despite Isaiah's confession of his actions before, during, and after the shootings, he still has yet to state exactly why he killed his grandparents.
Did you look outside to see if any of the neighbors
Oh,
lights?
yeah.
Okay, how come? Well, I mean, why'd you look outside?
Because I wanted... Well, I took a shower and packed everything up. I wanted to make sure no neighbors would be like, call the cops, holy shit.
Did you watch? I mean, did you check yourself for... Did you see if you got any blood on you or anything?
I had nothing on me.
Nothing? I mean, did you look
I was
yourself in the
far,
mirror?
I was far enough away to a point where nothing, like, all the stuff they all went that way, and I was this way.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably some traces of guts and brains on my feet because I kept stepping on people, and it was really gross.
What were you, I mean, were you barefoot when you shot him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you haven't washed your feet or anything since then? Okay.
Well, no, I did take a shower with my therapist. Scratch that.
This negates Isaiah's previous statement that he took a shower at his house immediately after the shooting, and is yet another hiccup in his story. He goes on to explain how his therapist, Candace, is his aggression replacement therapy teacher, and is one of the few responsible adults in his life, if not the only one. Later, however,
I'm not gonna lie, but like it didn't take. I'm just, no disrespect to Candace, but like probably not the best. Glad that they actually didn't show her face or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that was a bit of a failure, okay? It's not entirely her fault. Not her fault at all. Just not the greatest client,
exactly how Isaiah arrived at her home following the crime will be uncovered. And it only goes to show that wherever Isaiah was, trouble wasn't too far behind.
And what's aggression replacement treatment?
How not to do stupid shit that gets people besides me hurt.
Okay.
Like how not to hurt people around you.
Okay.
I'd passed the class the week this happened.
You've been doing pretty good in the class? Good. Okay.
Isaiah states that he took the rifle, 12-gauge shotgun, and TV.
Okay, that class is garbage. Sorry. That's not a good class. That's a bad class, I think. That's like if a motherfucker had never passed that test, it's this one, okay?
TV to Brandon's apartment in Cambridge, where the friend was allegedly going to buy the guns. Supposedly, Isaiah was never compensated. As a result of Brandon's involvement, Isaiah has some concerns.
I know they're probably going to be in jail for a while for this. Are they going to go to the same building as me?
I have no idea.
Because that's what I'm really, really worried about.
I have no idea. I saw Brandon earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I told you we were talking to your friends.
What'd you ask? What'd you talk to them about?
We were trying to find you.
Where did they say I was?
Where you were at. They didn't know where you were at. So, did they know where?
Damn, Brandon did not snitch. This guy, on the other hand, he's just, he
you
gave
were
the
at?
whole spot up.
The whole time?
Oh, yeah. I was in contact with them every single day.
Okay, with what?
My phone.
The detective informs Isaiah that he is well aware that the teenager's cell phone had abruptly been shut off during the course of events on Sunday, May 13th. But he wants to hear from Isaiah just how that came to happen.
One of my friends sent me a picture of the crime scene and told me I killed my grandparents, so I snapped my phone in half so they couldn't trace it.
Okay.
I'm not a stupid person.
I know you're not.
I'm a very smart criminal.
Oh, you are.
I've got a criminal mind.
Okay.
I do.
This is likely
Bro, it's like rule number 1 of being a crimer is just like, don't talk to the cops. Especially without a lawyer present. You shouldn't talk to the cops ever. And this motherfucker literally violated rule number 1. I mean, he's the worst criminal, dude. I'm a smart criminal. I have a brilliant criminal mind, he said to the motherfucking police officer. Insanity.
a sign of narcissism, as Isaiah may see himself as superior and more clever than other people. And once again, the detective portrays a sense of admiration, which is likely to play into Isaiah's narcissism and keep him talking.
Built that way?
I've got it in everything, man.
So when you say you're talking to these guys, when you're kind of on the run, before you broke your phone, are you texting them? Are you communicating with them on Facebook? What are you doing?
Texting, calling.
Okay. You got any access to the internet on your phone?
It was a flip phone. I was tweeting a storm up, though, and I think I updated my Facebook status a couple times through, like, you can text it to Facebook.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. What were you updating on your Facebook?
I don't know what was on Facebook, but I know I was tweeting a bunch of random. This old black dude said that was really high, and I thought it was hilarious.
Isaiah did, in fact, contact his friends following the murders, even confessing to one of them his additional crime of theft, texting a stolen Chevy Avalanche. Cham. His friend's response, a simple LOL, followed by Isaiah's chilling return, I'm nuts. Along with this, Isaiah began to post alarming statements on Twitter, starting on May 11th, the same day of the murders. Isaiah stated, no excuses, no apologies, followed by, I'm dying. But his next quote was even more horrifying, as it was posted around the same time as the violent shooting was committed. At 12:10 a.m. on Saturday, May 12th, he wrote, time to live my life. The detective switches gears by
the sanest Comic Sans user, bro.
Chevy Avalanche. Cham. His friend's response, a simple LOL.
Wait, I want to see what is. I like to party, music's my escape, and tweet and talk to hot girls. Yeah, that's me. People think I'm funny? Question mark.
Isaiah began to post.
He tweeted, "Why Gucci Mane's so
alarming
ugly?"
statements on Twitter, starting on May 11th, the same day of the murder.
That was not bad. It's kind of funny. I'm trying to get to it.
Isaiah stated,
Wait, what was the hashtag? I'm trying to find. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. Okay, no, he's just racist. Okay, oops. There
Day
you go.
of the murders. Isaiah stated, no excuses, no apologies. Followed
Never mind.
by,
He's just racist. Also, on top of that.
I'm dying. But his next quote was even more horrifying, as it was posted around the same time as
The least racist motherfucker in Ohio.
a violent shooting was committed. At 12:10 a.m. on Saturday, May 12th, he wrote, "Time to live my life." The detective switches gears by inquiring about Isaiah's run-in with law enforcement on the early morning of Sunday.
Sorry, not Ohio, Iowa. Fuck, Iowa takes so many L's that I can't even remember when Iowa is the responsible party, and I still say Ohio. Like, that's, god damn, that sucks.
Sunday, May 13th. You'll recall that this was the day Rick and Janet's bodies were found, 2 days after they were shot. Apparently, Isaiah had been driving 2 girls around Iowa City in the previous hours, making several appearances at nearby parties. As the night was coming to a close, they stopped at the fast break convenience store located on Naples Avenue, and someone in the group allegedly tried to open the locked doors of the business, thereby issuing an alarm trigger. When police arrived, Isaiah and his passenger supposedly denied any involvement, but police would later claim they were indeed lying. Not only that, but Isaiah failed to provide a valid license, as his was previously suspended for an unknown reason. In an attempt to cooperate, the passengers allegedly notified the officers that Isaiah was hiding drugs in a duffel bag within the vehicle, along with a hunting knife. But Isaiah denied permission for law enforcement to search his truck, and instead told them that he had various drugs stashed away. Isaiah was quickly taken into police custody, where it was discovered that he launched another string of abnormal tweets. At 6 a.m. on Sunday, May 13th, he posted, "Damn, can't wait to get out of the cop shop. Hashtag 6 unnecessary hours." Numerous others are too explicit to read, but nonetheless, Isaiah...
This also goes along with my perhaps absolute greatest log of all time, which is that you only post if you're mentally ill, and you can never stop posting. And the more mentally ill you get, the more you post, myself included, of course, in this conversation. And you kind of are seeing what's going on here. He got 5 retweets on that one. He was like, damn, this shit's a hit tweet. Weird, though. 5 retweets and only 1 like. I don't really understand how that works. How the fuck do you get 5 retweets on something and only 1 like?
Isaiah was not afraid to say what was on his mind. As he tweeted away on his phone at the police station, officers notified Isaiah that he could only be released upon the authorization of a legal guardian, since he was underage. The teenager swiftly realized that this was a massive issue, as his 2 legal guardians were, thanks to his doing, no longer alive. According to him, he lied and told law enforcement that his grandparents had been in Minnesota on a fishing trip and had limited cell phone service, but they would be able to get in contact with his mother. Sure enough, Stacy allowed Isaiah to be released and handed over to his therapist Candace, where Isaiah supposedly ate sausage, eggs, and hash browns and took a shower. Not too long after his short-term stay at her house, Candace seemed to find a shocking object within her residence and thought that it may have belonged to her patient, Isaiah. Immediately, she contacted the local authorities without his knowledge.
Let me ask you this, is we got a call from her today. Was there any reason that there was a .40 caliber round that was found up there?
Mm-mm.
Nothing? Did you have a handgun on you at all?
No, sir.
No .40 caliber
You
rounds?
can lie detect me for that. No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so .40 caliber round that would have been found up there
Where was it found?
in her house.
Really?
That's my therapist, dog. I'm going to go do more crimes.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Not from you?
No, sir.
Okay. You're sure?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Although the .40 caliber round was identified at Candace's home, it has never been confirmed as to who it belonged to. Isaiah states that his stay at his therapist's house lasted a mere hour and a half before she...
It's one of those instances where he's like already admitting to like all the crimes that he has committed. So then it's like, why would he lie about this is the question. You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. It's so weird because he's so ready to admit to like all the shit that puts him in jail.
Supposedly drove him back to the Cambridge apartments, where he met up with a girl named Alicia.
Did anybody even try to go to my phone records?
That's one of the things that we commonly do, is we try and get phone records. Yep.
And if you have murder charges or something, felony like that, you can get phone records like that.
But how do you know that?
I know everything.
I know, but how do you know that? I mean, you researching it?
I know a little bit of everything about everything, honestly. Like,
Okay.
You learn something new every day.
Sure.
Isaiah appears to possess several narcissistic traits, such as
Bro, you are so smart, brother. Holy shit. He's crazy. Oh, dude, I know everything. But admitting to the bullet being his isn't the same as admitting a crime, is admitting a mistake, and he's a self-described genius. That's why he won't do it. I mean, he is... That's actually a good take. Yeah, he's just like so fucking stupid. The moment that you say you're like a big, brilliant, genius, criminal mastermind, you've already held the L across the board. So that makes a lot of sense.
as being egotistical and having a grandiose sense of self. He views himself as a very smart criminal, which is incredibly ironic given that he was arrested so soon after the crime and is currently being interrogated.
Let me look back at my notes here, make sure I'm not missing anything.
If you want, I can look through them and tell you if you missed anything.
I bet you could.
It's possible that Isaiah is once again implying that he thinks he's smarter than the detective and could more easily find any mistakes. He's also likely very curious about what the detective has been writing down about him. But of course, the detective does not allow this to happen.
So who all do you think you've told about this?
Brandon? He told everyone.
Before or afterwards?
I don't know when he started texting people, but
Okay.
I got so many goddamn phone calls about, oh, did you kill your grandparents? I heard you killed your grandparents.
Get a little out of hand after a while.
Oh, I started freaking out on people.
When they took you into custody down there, when they finally got you, did you say you were proud of what you did?
It could be a red flag for deception that Isaiah's way of responding has changed from talking at a normal volume to suddenly shaking his head rapidly and responding quite softly.
Okay, we heard that you said, hey, I'm proud of what I did and, I got what's coming to me.
No, what I said when I got out of the car is, I thanked them for apprehending me.
Okay.
And that they did their jobs right, and I thanked them for not tasing me and letting the dog eat me.
Okay. Somebody had told us that you'd... And not that this...
Somebody must have heard me wrong.
Okay.
I actually did thank them and told them I respect them a lot for what they did.
Okay, and did you say, hey, dude, I know
and
what I
got
told them
I deserved what I deserve what I got coming to me.
Okay.
Thanked them for apprehending me.
Because you understand what you did with your grandparents. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it wasn't anybody else that did it. It was you.
Yep.
Right? There was nobody else in that house with you. Okay.
The detective has been concealing a rather large piece of information that goes...
I just don't get it. Like, why did he do any of this shit? Like, obviously, like, why did you kill your grandparents is the number one question. But, like, murder happens, okay? It happens. People do it. But, like, why did he go to the police? Why did he escape at first, but then he turned around and then, like, started bragging about it? Like, it's just so confusing. Up and down. Like, it makes no goddamn sense what he's doing. It just doesn't make sense, like, even internally in the moral system that he's cultivated for himself. I just don't understand it. I cannot comprehend it. Narcissism and mental illness? It just doesn't make any sense, bro. It feels like one of those guys it feels like a serial killer type shit. It feels like serial killer type shit where you're like, oh, he did this for no discernible reason other than he's just out of his fucking mind.
Goes to show that the killer teen had not been completely honest so far.
You know, essentially at the end of the day,
I'm sure it makes sense, but we're not psychiatrists. Man, Candace couldn't make sense of it either. Holy shit, puppy girl Jenna with the 100 gifted subs at the top of the fucking hour too. Are you joking? Wait, is that actually puppy girl Jenna? C-Max puppy girl Jenna? Oh my God. Okay, puppy girl Jenna. Thank you for the 100 big ones, allowing 100 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. That's pretty crazy. She posts about watching you? Wait, really? Respect. Yo, I'm here, bro. Yeah, C-Mac. Puppy Girl Jenna just gifted 100 gifted subs. You see that? Anyway, if you no longer want to see those ads, well, and you didn't get gifted a sub from the 100 gifted subs that you just could have possibly gotten gifted from, then you got to probably take the L and subscribe on your own for $5 or for free, or by getting a gifted sub from Luna Lux. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Luna. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. CMAC 0801. Hasanabi. Puppy Play OnlyFans accounts are surprisingly popular. The play parts itself are incredibly in-depth and have character arcs, believe it or not. They truly do give you the feeling that you're being the boss over the puppy. It's fascinating. That, in and of itself, is old school lore. Old school CMAC lore right there. A certified banger. A classic, if you will. Thank you for bringing that back up. Never said that, never said that. Yeah, good luck.
I was going to show you a picture of the gun. Would that be the gun? It's kind of a dark picture.
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
I know lots of things. Is that the gun that you used?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean, how did you... What? How would he not know? What?
You guys have this gun, don't you?
Mm-hmm. How? You said earlier that you're pretty smart. We're pretty smart at what we do.
Obviously.
We do good work.
Oh, you traced my phone calls and my text messages and figured out Brandon had it.
We ended up with the gun.
That's what counts.
Okay.
I mean, I don't... What? Like, why is he acting like he's some... He truly does believe he's a brilliant criminal mastermind, doesn't he? Because, like... I mean, and he truly is a fucking idiot. Because, like... What that... Like, finding the murder weapon when he didn't really take any sort of initiative to hide it. You know, it didn't take much, I think.
Prior to the shooting, Brandon had offered advice to Isaiah on how to use the rifle, which ultimately ended the lives of Janet and Rick. Additionally, the pair discussed other ways to kill the victims. The morning of May 13th, Isaiah told Brandon that he could break into his grandparents'
I guess because
home
he's a dumbass who thinks he's smart, he's like, oh, you got to be an even bigger smarty pants than me to be able to take me down because I'm the smartest guy I know.
Take whatever he wanted. When Brandon arrived, he snuck into the home, but supposedly left in a hurry and didn't notify the local authorities as he was allegedly nervous about the situation. Brandon eventually sold the rifle to another friend, but the gun was turned over to the police once the bodies were discovered. Still, the question of why has yet to be answered, But as Isaiah reveals what drove him to commit the ultimate crime, he loses all control.
I don't know what built up in me. I just had so much stress.
Like what?
My grandma was dying of cancer. My grandpa called me a piece of shit every night of my life and every day. He constantly told me to just kill myself or fall off the earth. They treated me like... I tried so hard to help my grandma with everything. But my grandpa made everything so hard because he'd always stress me out and scream at me for no reason. And I didn't know what to do anymore, so I just snapped.
I 1,000,000% do not
Shot
believe
both
this.
of them and stole the truck.
Okay.
If Isaiah's claims are true, this type of long-term verbal and emotional abuse from his grandpa would have been extremely damaging. However, it's important to keep in mind that he could be lying in order to provide a justification for his actions. After all, he doesn't say that his grandma was abusive, and he still killed her as well. We also cannot verify any of these claims.
What did she, and why did you shoot Grandpa first?
I hate him.
Why?
He's made my life a living hell.
Okay. How long had you been thinking about doing that?
That one day.
That one day?
That one day.
Okay. Nothing before, because...
Well, I had thought, but I never really made a plan.
Okay, what kind of, when you say I thought, what kind of things are you
I wanted to kill my grandpa, but I never wanted to hurt my grandma.
Yeah.
It's just I could have just left her there. Shouldn't did it.
Isaiah's legs are shaking, possibly from the anxiety of being questioned or reliving the trauma of committing a violent crime. If he had previously been a danger to himself as he claims, this could also be the cause of his notable trepidation.
Okay, and did he see it
He
coming?
didn't even notice.
I mean, where was
He
he
was
looking?
so drunk and high on his Oxycontin and hydrocodone,
Okay.
he didn't even know where.
Let me do this if I can. If you're, stand up real quick.
Yes, sir.
If I'm your grandpa sitting over on the couch like he, are we this
let's
close?
say He was sitting like this,
Okay.
kind of down like that.
Bro, this cop is like actually one step removed from offering his service weapon to this child. Like, dude, what the fuck? He's making him like, am I crazy? I feel like this is out of the ordinary.
I was right about here on the stairs.
Okay, so is he hunched over? Is he asleep?
Yeah, no, he's just out of it
Just like
on his
this.
drugs.
So he's
Yeah, he was
hunched
hunched
like
over
this.
like. Oh, I was on the 4th or 5th stair down at first, so I could see his hair from there. When I took the first shot, I took one step up, a stair up, so I could see his whole head shot.
Where did
And
the
then
first shot hit him?
First shot straight through his head,
Right here?
right temple.
Okay. Right temple?
No, like right in the temple.
Oh, right in the temple. Okay, and what'd he do?
Smacked his face off the coffee table.
Okay. So when you're coming up the stairs, did you kind of sneak up the stairs a little bit? How
I was
come?
like,
How come?
I didn't want him to hear me.
Okay. Okay.
And then, like, as soon as
And where's Grandma?
I took this step right here, Grandma would be like 3 feet to the side
That
of you.
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I stepped up the first stair, took the shot, stepped up the second stair, took 2 more shots.
Hey, Grandma.
By demonstrating how the killings occurred, the detective is solidifying the fact that this shooting was not in self-defense or in any way provoked by his grandparents.
Grandma treated.
This cop is just doing it so he can flex when they show this video at the cop expo. Like, look at what I made him do. I made him retell the crime he did in gruesome detail.
Very terribly. Nobody would ever believe it.
All the other boys at the precinct, they're gonna love this when they see me. When they see me play the tape.
He's assaulted me before. He's done so many different things wrong to me.
Okay. But he didn't do anything to you that night.
And it's just, I could never report any of it. Because my grandma would always vouch for him and make me look like the bad one. Like, he'd smoke pot with me. And I'd tell it to the cops. And he'd just be like, nope, never happened.
Notice that Isaiah's hands are palm up as he talks, which is known as the rogatory position. When someone holds their hands in this way, they may be pleading with the other person to believe what they're saying. The rogatory position
Yeah. Guilty.
indicates low confidence. So if someone makes a statement that they know for a fact is true, their body language should reflect high confidence.
When I got busted for paraphernalia, when I got put on probation, that was his fight. I tried so many times to tell the cops that, but they were like, it's in your room. And I was just like, it was his though. Okay.
The detective handles a question raised by Isaiah that is sure to come as a complete surprise.
Has their funerals been held yet?
No, I don't think they have, Isaiah. I don't know. I haven't heard.
Would there be any way I'd be able to go to them?
That I couldn't tell you. And I'll tell you, since you're shooting straight with me, I doubt it. Okay. I don't know. I don't make that call.
Well, I don't want my family to kill me anyways.
Okay.
Although we are able to hear from Isaiah throughout the interrogation, he spoke with us in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview where he expanded on the alleged abuse and gave us a deeper look into what he now believes led to that fateful day.
There wasn't any, in my head.
What? Dude, what the fuck? Explore with us. You're exploring too hard, man. Explore less. They're exploring new territory that you're not supposed to be exploring. Okay? Stop exploring, motherfucker. What the fuck? He cooked for 48 minutes. You want to make him cook more? Jesus Christ. World premiere. Beam, 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 beam. Welcome to the cum zone. Here's the CMAC chat message. Oh no, CMAC, they caught you in fucking 4K, dude. And it was immortalized too. God damn. What do you say about that? He said, world exclusive. Welcome to the cum zone. Here we have the teenage killer. Explain his gruesome crime in detail.
There wasn't any make it to 18. I've gotten shot twice before I was 17. I didn't think I was going to be around that long.
Wait, what?
That wasn't a thought. I had no regard for my life whatsoever. Everything I did was so obviously a cry for help that it didn't make sense. And nothing good happened. Nobody tried to help, nothing. So in my head, I was like, all right, I'm on my own, so I'm just going to, I don't know, what do I do? And then once I'm on house arrest, you can't even get away from the problem at this point. So how do you eliminate the
He's
problem?
right, though. The fuck do you mean, bro? They tried to... Okay. God damn it. Some people are maybe perhaps too empathetic, or it's the 30% rule, right? You can get 30% of Americans to agree on anything. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's right. He had grandparents that took care of him. He had therapy. Even when cops came to detain him, to calm him down, they were like, please don't arrest him. We just want you to de-escalate the situation, which is a weird thing to say. But clearly they were not trying. They wanted to give him to the foster care service, but not back to the mom. Oh, he meant puppy play. He's right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never watched it. Never mind. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Mobile chatter got clapped because, the delay.
that other people failing me throughout my life is the reason I did it. At the end of the day, I'm the reason I did it. I chose to do what I did. But a lot of things could have happened if I would have had options.
Isaiah explains the alleged abuse that he endured at the hands of Rick and Janet.
We had those kind of interactions where I'm like, hey, they'd call the cops, and I'd be like, he literally just hit me, and I defended myself. What am I supposed to do? Or, he had a bunch of plants in the backyard, and they knew about it. And they were like, oh, that's just ditchweed. Just leave that alone. They just pulled the plants and left them alone. And there was a few occasions where I was like, okay, he assaulted me, like literally. And my grandma would be like, nope, didn't happen that way. He hit him first. And they'd be like, well, if you press charges, you're both going to go to jail because they both say that you did it first. And it's their word against yours. No one's going to listen to a dumb kid. Who cares about the kid, right? Doesn't matter if a 15-year-old's getting his ass kicked. That's irrelevant.
His claims about his feelings toward his grandmother seem to be ever-changing. During this particular account, it seems he's placing at least some of the blame on her, which is in contrast to his statements during his interrogation.
I wanted to kill my grandpa, but I never wanted to hurt my grandma.
She was a mega enabler, and the verbal abuse and the emotional abuse was from her. She was the one that was doing a lot of the screaming, and like she'd always back him up. And like, great example, I was like,
You got on TikTok? No, man. That's therapy. Literally, that's therapy. That's the type of dude who like weaponizes therapy, okay? There's a lot of motherfuckers like this. Half of TikTok is like this, okay? Narcissistic people that use like language they learned in therapy to justify their abusive actions or their horrific actions in general.
all right, I'm just going to leave. And she's like, I wish you would have just ended up yourself making it work. It would have been a lot easier on us. Like, she'd say shit like that.
Well, I don't want to just tell my story because it'll help me get out. Because obviously I know that. That's one of the first thoughts. But the first thought, the initial thought is this could help a lot of kids. Like if some kid that's 16 years old is getting his ass beat, hears me talk about it and how it feels to be alone, and it helps them, and they actually go and talk to somebody about it, then that's worth telling my story.
But he did. He was in therapy.
That's worth reliving all the poor.
Oh man, this guy is a wonderful example for our youth, I think. Yeah, hopefully people don't feel alone, and then they go and, you know. He'll be a really good example for kids who want to fucking murder their grandparents.
Like the biggest thing I want to do with my life, I want to be an advocate for at-risk youth, because I feel like if somebody would have just talked to me and really understood what I was going through and been like, hey, I get that, like, but you're okay, like you're not by yourself, I think that probably would have changed a lot, because the hardest part about it was feeling like I was alone.
Today, Isaiah has seemingly found a new path, even accomplishing some rehabilitative programming, along with achieving his career readiness certificate. His co-conspirator, Brandon Allers, took a plea agreement to testify against Isaiah and was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his part in the horrific murders. This story...
As much as I believe in rehabilitation, something smells wrong here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do believe in rehabilitation, but like something feels weird.
It doesn't
about
end
this.
here, though. When police were finally able to search the grandparents' home, they allegedly found numerous internet searches on one of the computers, locating various methods on how to kill someone. In another sickening find, according to news sources, authorities supposedly uncovered inappropriate photos of children. The pictures were allegedly found under the grandfather's account, but nothing else has ever been revealed about the...
Wait, what the fuck? That's a big plot twist. Hold up.
Horrendous discovery. During Isaiah's trial, a clinical psychologist testified that during the time period of the crime, Isaiah possessed the emotional maturity of a 12 to 14-year-old. But this did not stop the killer from facing the inevitable consequences. Initially, Isaiah was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, but in an unexpected turn of events, the judgment was overturned. After 4 years behind bars, Isaiah was resentenced to life in prison with a chance at parole, without a minimum incarceration time. This means that there is no telling when or if he
That's an insane piece of hold up. That's an insane piece of fucking information to like reveal at the end, which I do feel like all right. He was denied parole in 2018. I mean, story now sounds possible. I mean, I just don't know if that's like if that was his or his grandfather's. Why didn't they also like, you know, look into it further? This is like weird. We don't know if he was the one who was like engaging in that or his grandparents. Even if it was him that was engaging in that, that could still be, he could have been using his grandfather's account. However, hold on. He's 17 years old. That kind of stuff doesn't just manifest in and of itself. It could be a pattern of abuse, a cycle of violence that also manifested the same kind of like interest in child predation. So that still kind of points, even if it's him looking for it, that could still point back to his grandparents in some way. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it happened. I wish that there was more information on it. That's weird, though. They use this case to get the Supreme Court to rule it's inhumane for minors to be given life without parole. I mean, I think it is inhumane for minors to be given life without parole. I do agree with that. What? Some girl visited him in prison and managed to get a selfie with him. Got to visit him in prison, so it was worth it through all the hate and judging. I guess prison doesn't have good taste. Wait, is that him? How did you find this? Told you TikTok will scream free him in a bit. Bro, y'all are fucking weird sometimes. It like freaks me out how much you can find. Slight switch up is when's Anthony Fantano coming on? Anthony Fantano will be on the show on Saturday. Let's watch this Ludwig video that I've been meaning to watch though.